Hello, let's fly like a butterfly. So, we are going to start with just the Smith Waite Tarot deck and then the Mystic Mondays Tarot deck. We won't do any angel answers or Mystic Monday or Moonology. So, let's go ahead and start with Mystic Mondays first. I want to do a 4 card reading of each, but I'm going to do two and two. So we'll start with Mystic Mondays. I'm going to do the first two, and I'm going to have that be the past. The second set of two, I'm going to have that be your present. We're not going to do future. So I just want you to focus on where you're coming from and where you are currently, okay? So let me get a nice little shuffle going with these cards. I hope you are having a good day, a good month, a good week. Your year is going well. I like to get them shuffled all up. I notice I keep pulling the same cards, and that is fine. Whoever is resonating with these readings, it's for you. All right, so let's see. We're going to pull. Oops, there we go. First card, I'm going to take this as reverse. We have the moon in reverse. So, reflection. Definitely a reflection of stillness in your life. Not so much it may feel as if you were going through a very rough period, though. Whatever this stillness and this reflection was, it was because almost you were forced to sit down. Like you had to. Um, and that probably put you in alignment. I think of like with this card, I'm thinking of with the head, like when you do a headstand and you help align your spine. When you do that, you help some of the blood rush to your head, and that could help with circulation in some cases. So this was almost like because you were possibly forced into this moment of reflection and stillness, it helped align you. Let's pull another one. I'll give it two more shuffles if nothing pops out, and then we'll pull that top card. Okay. Eight of Swords. Yeah, there's a certain sense of stillness and sensing, which is, I mean, so funny with the moon because that's about your feelings. You are feeling things out. And when I look at this person with the Eight of Swords, they have to feel things out. They have to feel out what's going on. How does, how am I feeling? So there was this moment where you really did have to sit still. And this could be a number of things. It could be an injury. It could be incarceration. It could be um, just simply maybe, you were always on the run and the go and just on the move. And I don't know, your form of mode of transportation broke down and you weren't able to use any other mode of transportation. There's a stillness that I feel like was forced upon you. And then even when you look at this card, the Eight of Swords, there's swords all around, right? There's swords all around. So this person has to like, they can't move out of, it's almost like you're just in captured by all of these, or enclosed. That's the best word, not encaptured. You're enclosed by all of these swords, so it's not much else that you can do anyway. So yeah, being forced to sit still is what I'm getting from this. I'm gonna do another shuffle. Trying to get a good shuffle going. Okay. Oh, there we go. King of Swords. Lots of thoughts, lots of mental energy, which is to be expected when you are sitting still, when you are solitary and sedentary. You're just sitting, you're reflecting, you're in an emotional space. So your thoughts are more than likely running free. They are forcing you to think about a lot of things that may not have been so great either. Yeah, lots of emotions. I mean, you have the moon here, you have cups. So there's emotions and then there's mental energy with the swords, but there's also this sit down energy, and this person is sitting down. These two people are standing up, but you're still still. There's no motion in these cards. So you are standing in place. You're just sad. And with the Page of Cups here, it definitely does feel like there was a lot of emotion. There was a lot of, you have to have a lot of mental fortitude to reflect on your emotions because it could have driven you crazy. Yeah. It feels like this was I mean, with the moon, you were going through a lot. And I'm wondering what this was. Like I said, if it was something that was really bad, like an injury, or if it was incarceration, you had to do a lot of reflection that really, it probably took a lot out of you. Like a lot out of you. Mentally and emotionally, you were probably really like going through so much. So much. Um, and it could not have been fun with the swords. A lot of, I'm thinking sharp points. And when I translate that to real life, it's like a lot of moments where you had those possible thought or possibly those thoughts where you're just like, I can't believe I said or did, or if I would have just, those moments, those what if moments that really kind of stung, that cut deep for you. And that more than likely is what caused all of these emotions. And I'm sure it was a very draining experience, possibly. If you are just having those thoughts that you're just trying to, what if, and I should have, it could have definitely drained a lot out of you. And just inwardly, you are thinking so much about how your life would have been different or how things would be different if you hadn't done these things. Um, that can be very painful. And so I can see where all of this emotion is arising. Let's pull two more cards because I just wanted to say a few things. I'll say a few things at the end. We'll now move back to the Smith weight and pull the next set of two cards. And this is for where you are now. Wheel of Fortune. That is a very good card. Very good. Wheel of Fortune. Fortune in general, just you're moving towards some good stuff here. And that's good because that was a part of what I wanted to say is like this even could just be wherever you are. It's what's done is done, but now you're moving in a space where things are lightening up, and it's just pleasant. It's pleasant. Let's see what this other card is. I'll give it 3 more shuffles. And then we'll pull this top card, okay? Nice. 3 of Pentacles. I see this pentacle on the top of the head of this person in the card, and that pentacles usually symbolize earth energy. There is a stability that you are now in because coming from a space where you were in this very negative mindset where you're just thinking about so much of what if, and almost trying to change the hands of time with your thoughts, to be in this space now where you are grounded, you are stable. This is more so, I don't even think about money with this. This feels very much like a stable mind now. You're grounded. And that's why I can see where this Wheel of Fortune comes into play too. It's just lighter for you now. It's lightened up. You're thinking more positive now. Okay. Now let's pull 2 cards from the Mystic. Oh, and we have 2 exactly. Okay. So the first one on the top, we have the Knight of Swords, where we have the King of Swords from the past. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. And then we have the Six of Swords in reverse. So dwindling. Still, I almost feel like this is to keep you in check. You downgraded from a king to a knight and went from an 8 to a 6 of swords. It's almost like a little less negativity. How about that? I mean, this is great. Paired with this 3 of Pentacles and Wheel of Fortune, it's definitely okay. I'm a lot less negative about things. I'm more grounded, and I'm looking towards more positive skies, more friendly skies, more positive mindsets. Not as emotional as I used to be. Hmm? I'm a lot lighter. And I'm thinking less negatively, especially with, again, the downgrade from the king to the knight, from the 8 to the 6 of swords. And this feels like you're still keeping yourself in check, though. You aren't going to put yourself in a space of delusion because you have a grounded mindset. You're not going to just completely say, oh, everything is fine. That never happened. No, it's like you are checking yourself. The swords are still there. You might still have more, let's say, realistic thoughts that don't run rampant into just complete negativity. And they're in reverse. So it's not as potent. The edges are sharp, but not so sharp. They're not dull to where you just think, oh, that didn't happen, or this won't happen, or but you're keeping yourself in check. This is wonderful because my word of advice from the first set of cards from the past was don't dwell so much. And this With the Six of Swords and the Knight of Swords in reverse, it is less dwelling and more so, I acknowledge this. This is something that is a part of my journey. This is negative. It happened, but I'm not dwelling anymore. It keeps you in check to possibly not go back to that same mindset. You know what it's like. You know you've been through. Your body has felt the effects. Now you're moving more into a grounded mindset, much more light, more airy. Even in this card, there's skies and it's just more light and friendly and airy. Okay. I really hope this reading helped. Lightness is what I would say is the word for this reading. Lightness. Just be a little bit more light on yourself, on your mind, on your body. Okay. If this reading resonated with you, I'm glad it did. If it did not, release it back into the universe for someone who it did. Okay. Lightness. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.